Hello everyone.
Hello.
Or as they say here in Croatia, Dobar dan.
Dobar dan.
My name is Trisha.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are both contributors to International Living. And today we're here to talk about what it's like to live in Croatia on a part-time basis. So Shawn and I have spent 6 seasons in Croatia, and as a result, we often get questions from friends and family members about what it's like to spend extended amounts of time here. So in this video, we're going to talk about some logistical details, topics like what is transportation like in Croatia, what about visas and shopping and language, what kinds of activities can you expect to do here, and finally, what is it like interacting with the locals? So we're looking forward to sharing our experience with you.
So let's get into it. So why part-time living in Croatia? Well, the bottom line is it's very difficult to get a long-term visa for Croatia unless you're planning to volunteer or to start a business, if you have Croatian ancestry, or if you are married to somebody with an EU passport, then you've got a pretty good chance of getting a long-term visa. Unfortunately for the rest of us, it's not so easy. I was born in Canada, became an American citizen after 9/11. Trisha's also an American citizen, so we've been trying for a long time to figure out a way forward with Croatia, and so far it's just not viable. So we do part-time living. You can spend 90 days here in Croatia at a time, then you have to leave for 90 days. And the first time we did this was back in 2013. We've been doing that on and off every couple of years since then.
So now I'm going to talk about 2 characteristics that we really like about Croatia. That's the climate and the cuisine. Croatia has the inland area, which has a more of a continental climate. You're going to feel more dramatic 4 seasons there. And then on the coastal areas, if you look up more north, up in Istria, and then farther south on the Dalmatian coast, that tends to be more Mediterranean. Snow would be very rare. You might get like a light dusting of snow. And then the summers are going to be very hot and dry. Lots of sunshine.
Yeah, 2,800 hours of sunshine a year, so that's really good.
Yeah.
But food's also good.
Yeah, absolutely. Up in Istria, where they have award-winning olive oil. Dalmatia, a little bit farther south, also has some very quality olive oil too. Also great wine. Ooh. So in Dalmatia, it's actually believed to be the genetic homeland of the Zinfandel grape. Not far from the city of Split, which is Croatia's 2nd largest city.
And everybody has a peka pit. Now, peka is a very unique dish here in the Balkans. It's a meat or fish dish with vegetables, and they cook it in an open fire, cover it with a metal dome, and cook it for 2 to 3 hours, and the food comes out just amazingly tender and flavorful.
So most of the villages, towns, and cities have what the Croatians refer to as a green market. And the green market is just a fresh farmer's market, and of course varies from the size of community. Here in Dalmatia, during the winter months, you're going to find just a bounty of fresh oranges that are grown both on the mainland and also on some of Croatia's islands. There's also a fish market, which is a great companion to the green market.
Yes, so when you get the fish, I mean, this is unprocessed fish, and I think that we've gotten a little away from our food supply, that we don't process fish anymore. Another great aspect of Croatia is that nearly everybody speaks English very well. High level of proficiency here.
And I think a lot of locals will joke too that some of the English proficiency, aside from just having good education system where the children start learning at a young age, is that a lot of the television is actually American programming, and it's subtitled in Croatian. It's not dubbed in Croatian. So as a result, people are hearing native English spoken on TV.
The English language skills here are also very comforting when it comes to medical services as well. You can go to the doctor and they're highly proficient in English. And a quick administrative note, Croatia is part of the European Union. It's also in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Its currency is the kuna, but it's scheduled to join the European currency, the euro, in another year or two.
So another topic that people often inquire about is shopping. Say, what is the shopping like? What kind of products are available in Croatia? So they have everything from that fresh farmers market that I mentioned, the fresh fish markets, to little mom and pop grocery stores, all the way up to the chain stores that you would find in Western Europe. So if you've been to Europe before, perhaps you've seen the Lidl grocery store. There's also Kaufland, and Croatia also has its consumed grocery store as well. I have a little bit of a restrictive diet. I don't eat gluten, and I've been really pleased in the last few years just how it's so much easier to find gluten-free bread, for example, flour mixes, and it's becoming much more mainstream.
Electronics, you'll be able to find most of the electronics that you're used to back home. Clothes shopping, they have all the big brands, so you'll be very comfortable in terms of shopping.
It's also worth pointing out the VAT, or the value-added tax rate in Croatia. It's a little bit higher than some of the counterparts in the European Union. It's 25%.
So getting around Croatia is really quite easy. Trish and I don't have a car, but you can rent one if you want. Buses, trains, and discount airlines are usually the way we go. The main international airport's in Zagreb, but the coastal cities all have their own smaller airports serviced by discount airlines throughout Europe.
And ferries too. I mean, Croatia is a land of how many islands approximately?
A lot, 1,000 islands, I think.
And not all of those are inhabited. But as a result, you have ferry connections going out of some of the main coastal hubs. You can go out and explore some of the islands. So naturally, if you're moving to a new country, you're curious what kinds of activities there are. If you're active, there's plenty of water sports that you can do in the warm weather months. Of course, swimming, sailing, and so on. And I would say biking is possible year-round. In the wintertime, there's skiing in the region. Up in Zagreb, the capital of Croatia, they have a famous Christmas market there. And culturally, there are a lot of festivals year-round too.
Yeah. Now, part of the reason that we've been doing part-time living in Croatia is because in the wintertime you can get some great deals on apartments. For between $500 US, $600 US, you can get a fully furnished apartment, Wi-Fi, utilities, everything included per month.
One of the things that we've really enjoyed about the few seasons that we've spent here is just the interactions we've had with the Croatian locals. So from our accommodation hosts who have surprised us with either like bottles of wine or homemade olive oil that they've actually pressed from olives in their own olive groves, to families inviting us over for coffee and chocolate cake, maybe a barbecue out in the garden. Sometimes these invitations have happened just within minutes of meeting someone. The family would say, come and have a barbecue with us.
Yeah.
And so that's not something you see everywhere when you travel. Croatia has some strong expat communities. Mm-hmm. If you go onto Facebook and type in the name of the city that you're contemplating going to with word expat, you're likely to find some active groups. Like for example, in Split, they have Expats Meet Split. That's very active, and Zagreb has active expat groups as well. So there's a way to have the best of both worlds so that you can immerse yourselves with locals, but then also network with fellow foreigners from around the world.
So part-time living in Croatia is immensely rewarding. Whatever corner of the country you choose to be. We're here in Split at the moment, but we spent a number of months in several different corners of Croatia.
We've been in Trogir, also Makarska, Pula, and we spent a little bit of time in a small village inland as well, which was also rewarding.
Yeah. And there's so much more to see, and we hope to see you here.
Ciao, Vimose.